So I'm setting everything up to kind of do an eat with me and talk with me video. And this little guy is just hanging out on my window. I have my mirror sitting right here because I have a weird setup going. And it literally looks like, I'm gonna say a she is checking herself out. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm gonna start this video off with a little chat with me mukbang. I've never done this like this before, but I thought, you know what, why not? And yes, this is all I'm having because, don't really have a big stomach. But anyway, this is leftover from dinner last night. We were supposed to make BLTs, but we ended up not having any tomatoes because the ones that I got from Walmart literally rotted in 2 days. Not happy at all. Walmart's like a hit and miss when it comes to their produce. You might get lucky, the next you might not. I was not happy because both the tomatoes literally rotted in 2 days. So, yeah, we kind of had to scramble and come up with an idea for dinner. So I had leftover ham from our Christmas dinner. So I just put some bacon in the oven, and I made ham, bacon, and cheese sandwiches. And we had lettuce, so I was like, if you all want lettuce on it, you can do that too. So this is what our dinner was last night. So here I go. Little lizard friend is literally gone, jumped off. It literally stopped in front of the mirror that I have sitting here. Either it scared itself or it just fell off. I don't know, not paying attention. But anyway, dinner tonight is going to be ham and cheese sliders. We have a lot of these Hawaiian sweet rolls left, and we just put cheese and lunch meat that we have, like turkey or ham, and we layer it. So we'll put like cheese first, then the lunch meat, another layer of cheese, and another layer of the lunch meat. Put the tops back on, and then I pour over like my butter, garlic, sauce that goes on top, and we bake it for like, I think it's like 15, maybe 20 minutes tops. Not that long. It's a quick, easy dinner, and the kids love it. And we always have leftovers because, 24 rolls you're not going to eat in one sitting. But we had some of the rolls for our Christmas dinner, but I'm trying to use all of the ingredients we bought before we go home. So I told my husband, we're having those sliders to dinner tonight, no matter if we get back a little later, because I need to use this bread up because we need to eat this before we go home. So tomorrow we're having spaghetti and homemade garlic bread. So, well, I'm not, but they are. And kids really liked this last night, and they said we need to make this a lot more. And yeah, I like it too. And because I don't eat that much, this was like perfect size for me. Well, I mean, they had a full size sandwich. I only had half. I made extra last night for me. So I have lunch in there tomorrow, because those sliders that I'm going to be making, I literally will have one little slider and be done. It's crazy. I'm used to the way I have to eat now. It is kind of sucky at times when you're really enjoying something and you can't indulge, even though you would love to. My weight has been doing okay, my weight loss. I'm slowly losing because I'm at that tail end of, I think, what I can lose. I'm at 155. I've been stuck there for a week, which is totally normal. But yeah, it's been dropping, but just very slowly. I mean, 140 is my weight loss journey, as you would say, would be 140 is the ultimate goal. So, yeah, I'm almost there, guys. Like, literally almost there. And it's crazy that I'm almost at my goal weight. So, I don't know. I'm kind of nervous. I don't know why I'm nervous. I keep telling people, I'm like, I'm getting nervous the closer I get. I think it's because I know that I start to see transplant again and we start going over everything with them. That doesn't mean like, oh, I see transplant and like we have to, it's a wrap on, we need to do what we need to ASAP to get new lungs. I'm not that critical. I'm bad where, yes, they told me I need new lungs. That's the only thing that I will need to, you know, breathe okay and fix my lungs, because there's no cure for ILD, which is interstitial lung disease. And with scleroderma, even though I will have a transplant, it can still mess up my new lungs. So that's what sucks about that. Now, I know a lot of people when they eat and they do these, they eat faster and a lot and they don't really talk that much. But since I had gastric bypass, you can't just eat everything at one time. You have to take your time, and you're supposed to space it out to like 30 minutes depending on what it is. So I've been on here talking 6 minutes. So I'm like really trying to take my time and make sure everything goes down okay, because there's been many a times where, you know, I ate too fast and the end result is not pretty because you end up sick and throwing everything up. So I'm taking my time. But anyway, like I was saying, I will be seeing transplant once we're home. I already have that appointment lined up sometime in January. Can't think of it off the top of my head without looking at my calendar. But that doesn't mean by any means that I need to hurry up and like get everything done because I need a transplant now. We are just doing everything to stay proactive of my situation. So when the time comes that I need new lungs, I have no roadblocks in my way. I have several autoimmune diseases. My main disease is called mixed connective tissue disease. And because of that, I have several other autoimmune related diseases and other symptoms that stem off of those diseases. So my main diseases are lupus, scleroderma, and I have hypothyroidism. And from all of those, I have fibromyalgia, degenerative disc disease, Raynaud's, rheumatoid arthritis, just, you know, the interstitial lung disease comes from scleroderma. GERDs came from that, esophageal dysmotility and dysphagia, neuropathy. I have Barrett's esophagus, just a lot of things. Like, I literally can't even remember all of the issues and like new diagnoses off the top of my head without looking at a paper now, because there's so many different things that I've been diagnosed with over the years that it's hard to remember. But the big main ones, yeah, you're going to remember. So the biggest diseases that cause me the most issues is my scleroderma and the lupus together, because both of those together wreak havoc on your body. Scleroderma damages every part inside and out of your body. Lupus does a lot of damage as well to the outside and inside, but scleroderma is a beast. And I've found that out the hard way over the past few years. But a few years ago, is when I found out about scleroderma. I didn't know what it was. Never heard of it. I've been living with lupus. My oldest is 13, so about 13 years, 14 years. Everyone assumed all my problems were basically coming from my lupus. Now, the time that I got diagnosed with lupus, they knew I had a mixed connective tissue disease. And what that means is you can get more than one autoimmune disease, and you can get symptoms of other diseases without having the actual disease. So they have me labeled as MS lupus because I have lupus, but I also have the symptoms of MS too. So it's crazy. I have all these labels, and I take various medications, which is a daily struggle in itself because I have a pill box that I fill up every week. I'm about to get one that where I can fill it up once a month because it's just would be easy for me. But yeah, I take several medications. Sorry, the lighting just changed. I'm literally sitting by my window and the sun just got blocked by a cloud, so sorry for that. But anyway, for years, we went on thinking that lupus was doing all this stuff. In 2011, I was diagnosed at the time with what was called restricted lung disease. No one really acted like it was something that needed to be addressed right away. I was just given limitations, tried a few medications, and then, and this is military doctors as well. So, when your doctor that you have doesn't treat it as serious, you want to trust your doctor, and you're young, you're in your early 20s, you want to trust that they know what they're doing. So from 2013 till last year, I went untreated. I didn't have anyone follow up with me. I didn't know I was supposed to do that because no one said that I needed to. When I finally saw my pulmonary doctor, I had already known about scleroderma. And she went over we had to do the whole workup again, the PFTs, the chest x-rays, all that stuff. I went in because I was getting out of breath just by talking, which you'll see me, catch my breath a lot, and just by walking. Like, couldn't even walk to the bathroom without gasping for air. And being heavy also does not help. So we did all that, and it was bad, like drastically different from those few years I wasn't being watched. My lungs now function at 22%. My lung capacity is like 54%. So I ended up needing oxygen. The first meeting with her was frightening. She sat me down in a room by myself and told me, you will need a double lung transplant. That is your end of diagnosis, that's your end treatment plan. Will be needing a double lung transplant. There is no fixing this damage because you have scleroderma. It's already starting to deteriorate your lungs severely. She showed me the x-ray and all the damage. Half my lungs are just fibrosis that you cannot change at all. So that was hard to hear. Started bawling my eyes out because, first of all, it's scary. I'm a mom of 3 young kids, and they're sitting in the waiting room with my husband, not knowing the severity of the situation at the moment. Didn't want to freak them out, so I didn't say anything until we were going to be home, but my husband could just tell that, number one, I had been crying, and number two, that there was something really wrong. Like, he can read me very, very easily. Let me take a bite. So, as we were waiting for meds, I told him. I didn't let the kids hear. But his face said it all. We've been through a lot in our marriage. We've been through a lot of traumatic experiences when it comes to my health, really rough pregnancies, the loss of our son at birth. We've been through really bad situations that no one usually goes through. We've been through it all. So we just felt defeated in this moment because it's like, how much more do we need to go through, you know? And my faith just started getting tested at this moment because it's just like, am I being punished for something? You know, it made you look at life a lot differently from this diagnosis. I started noticing things that didn't really mean a lot at the time. Now I cherish every little thing. I always spend a lot of time with my kids, but I wanted to do all these silly things more because at the time of the diagnosis, we're being referred to Mayo here locally to talk to the transplant. We don't know how soon I was going to need to do this transplant. I felt like my time was limited because when you go into a surgery like this, doesn't guarantee you're going to come out of it. So a lot of tears were shed. Family was distraught, freaking out because for them, it was like, what? Like, since when is your lungs like this? Blah, blah, blah. So it was really hard to get them to understand, like, this is what's been going on, but no one really knew it was going on because I didn't have the proper doctors to be watching me. I had to go through that whole thing, so they weren't happy about it. I mean, neither was I, but it's been a crazy year. So that's when transplant, I met them and they said, number one, you're denied for 2 reasons, my GERDs and my weight at the time. Those were the only things they said would hold me back indefinite, and cannot speak, would hold me back completely. So I was referred to the gastro department. Told them the situation. We went from there. They had all my medical stuff and they asked, like, would you consider gastric bypass? I said, yes, I would, because number one, I have so many limitations. I can't just diet and be like, okay, I'm going to lose all this weight on my own. I've tried it. It doesn't work. So that is why I did gastric bypass, not just to lose my weight, but also to fix the GERDs because, it can do that. I was very excited. Now, it was not fun to have gastric bypass at all. It is a very hard journey. Still really hard journey for me. I have moments of frustration, especially when something is sugar-free and then I get dumping syndrome really bad, which, oh my God, it is horrible. I have IBS and it tops IBS flare-ups. It is horrible. So, it is very hard because you can't enjoy things like you used to. You find new foods that you didn't think you would like, because of this new lifestyle. But I have to keep remembering the reason why I did this, and that is so I can get new lungs one day and live for as old as possible and be here for my family. But it's still scary because the unknown of having to have this surgery is what scares me. So, here I am, GERD's fixed, haven't had an issue, and my weight loss is going, I'm dropping weight, but I am terrified of going back to transplant because now I don't know what I have to do. Haven't done this before, obviously. So that's why I started this channel, is to kind of document all of this and just show you guys, this is me. I may look normal, act normal, but there's a lot going on that I don't talk about. It's hard to talk about. I mean, how do you find the right words to talk about all these problems that you deal with on a day-to-day basis? And you don't want people to give you, see you as this sick person, but I am. It's weird. It's like, I wanted you guys to see the real me and know the real me, but I don't know how to talk about it. So I do plan on doing more videos and, like after Christmas and kind of going over like when I got diagnosed, with what, and how old I was, and what led me to needing to get that diagnosis. Because there's a lot of story time videos that I can do with those. Because wow, was it a rough road with that. So I'm going to go after I take this last bite, and I can tell you this bite will be topping my tank. That was a big bite. So, I keep staring at this. It's sitting right off to the side. I think it's cute because it's holding a mirror. It's on my makeup vanity. I was obsessed with Smurfs when I was a kid. So, I think my mom gave me that. Yeah. Or they came in the, McDonald's, like, Happy Meal. And I just kept it because, like I said, I love Smurfs. Sorry, I'm trying to put my Jawbreaker pellet boxes back where I got them from. But, okay, guys, I'm going to get off here because it's been 20 minutes already. 21 minutes, actually. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I know it was not perfect for being my, like, real first time doing a mukbang. And, yeah, I will be back on here later.